And welcome to On Cue. I'm Michael Bartley. It is no secret Western Pennsylvania has some unique, colorful, and caring people who work to enrich our lives. Some have celebrity status, others you may have never heard of, but they have a story to tell. Stories we're capturing in a new On Cue segment called Pittsburgh People Changing Lives. And that brings us to our first story tonight. If you love the arts and culture in this region, you'll be pleased to know a new $3 million Arts and Cultural Center is being built here in Allegheny County. Where? McKees Rocks, that's where. It is the latest successful development in a neighborhood struggling to come back from poverty and despair. And McKees Rocks residents are quick to credit a priest by the name of Father Regis Ryan for helping their neighborhood survive and hopefully thrive.
This is the cup of my blood, the blood of the new and everlasting covenant. It will be shed for you and for all. We pray for unity in our community. We pray for unity in our church. We pray for unity in our own minds and hearts.
He brings a lot to the community.
He is Father Regis Ryan. This is McKees Rocks. Many who live here love to praise Father Ryan's work and their hometown.
Oh, the pierogi plus, the Mancini's bread, the Jenny Lee Bakery, how ethnic this whole area is. But it's a nice area.
And McKees Rocks was once a big money, thriving area. 50-plus years ago, Chartiers Avenue, the main street, bustled with business. It was a highly profitable railroad town through the Second World War until the 50s. Well-dressed businessmen posed for pictures in this town of almost 20,000 then. A 4th of July parade had the sidewalks packed as elaborate floats and marching bands passed by. But the railroad industry in McKees Rocks declined when the airlines ascended, and nearby steel mills began to falter, and the once bustling McKees Rocks fell into financial hardship. The scars of almost sudden poverty are still visible. The population fell in the past 50 years from that 20,000 to 6,300 today. At Dietz Florist, proud lifelong resident Terry Angel, a flower designer, says things could be a lot worse.
Sometimes if people ask where you live and you say McKees Rocks, they go, oh, that could be from years ago of what went on here, you know, some corruption, but hopefully we can change that around.
What do you want them to know?
That it's still a nice place to come. It's close to Pittsburgh. I mean, you could be in the city within 10 minutes. Businesses should be looking here.
Many credit this nonprofit community service agency Focus on Renewal and this man for stabilizing what was once a fast declining McKees Rocks.
And I don't want to insult any of the other towns in Allegheny County because they all have their good points and poor points, but I've been through a lot of other mill towns who I think have really deteriorated a lot more quickly than the McKees Rocks has.
67-year-old Father Regis Ryan has spent the last 32 years of his life trying to improve McKees Rocks. As executive director of Focus on Renewal, Father Ryan has grown the agency from one storefront to 11 service center buildings, from 2 employees to 150 employees. There's a community center with a food bank, daily meals for the homeless and elderly. There is the Stowe Rocks Family Health Center, which used to be the old A&P supermarket. It offers medical care, dental care for the poor and uninsured. There is a senior high-rise, transportation for seniors and others. Focus on Renewal now owns and runs the neighborhood library, which almost closed. And workers put the finishing touches on the new 26,000 square foot Stowe Rocks Cultural Arts Center, while Father Ryan is still raising money for the $3.4 million property. It is hoped the Cultural Center will bring arts, entertainment, a renewed spirit, and further development.
We do it because the need's here, basically, and I think from the beginning, the philosophy has been, you know, if you're a Christian, period, you don't have to be a priest or a sister, but if you're committed somehow to what Christ had in mind, you got to be able to serve the folks around you.
Regis Ryan was born on Lincoln Avenue in Homewood. His fierce dedication to social justice, lifting up the poor, began as a child.
Going back to my parents, my parents who were very faithful Catholics, went to church a couple times a week, and my dad used to take me to the vets hospital out there at Beach Farm off Lincoln Avenue to wheel the vets to the chapel when I was 12 years old and to feed them. They couldn't feed themselves. I think I was indoctrinated, so to speak, with my early life from my parents and my family. And I think that whole part of me is so much a part of what I do here.
Father Ryan was ordained a Catholic priest in 1966, and while he spent several years in parish work, Ryan was appointed by then Bishop Vincent Leonard to continue the mission of Focus on Renewal. He believes his work here, giving hope to those without hope, raising money to expand programs and facilities for the poor, is his calling. Federal statistics show nearly 70% of McKees Rock's children qualify for low-income lunch programs.